Oops, spilled a little wine on your suit, my sister smirked, just before my big interview. Mom chuckled, relax, it's only fabric. I said nothing. That night, a few transfers changed direction. Next morning at 7:15, her login attempt ended with a scream. Every dollar had vanished. Why do you always have to make everything about you? Lila snapped. I hadn't even said a word. The living room was a mess of half-finished takeout boxes and unpaid bills. Dad scrolled on his phone, pretending not to hear. Mom rearranged the fake flowers on the table, her usual move when she didn't want to admit something was wrong. Lila kept going. You think that stupid interview makes you better than us. You still live here, James. Don't forget that. Mom sighed. Lila, stop! She paused, glanced at my suit on the chair and smirked. Actually, maybe she's right. You might want to manage your expectations, honey. Don't set yourself up for disappointment again. Her tone wasn't cruel. It was casual. That made it worse. I forced a smile, even as the wine stain on my jacket darkened. And then Lila said it, loud and careless. It's not like you'll get it anyway. You never do. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. It wasn't just the words. It was how normal they sounded in this house. My name is James Arden, 26. I've been quiet for as long as I can remember. Partly because no one ever really listened. Partly because speaking only gave them new ways to twist my words. They said I was too sensitive, too dramatic, too different. I learned early that my silence kept peace, or at least gave them space to feel powerful. But silence changes shape over time. After years of swallowing blame, it starts to taste like metal. And one day, you realize you're not quiet because you're weak. You're quiet because you're waiting. Family members introduced. Lila's 28. Every insult she throws is dressed like a joke. She has Mom's confidence, Dad's temper, and none of their guilt. Mom, Denise, is all smiles and sighs. The kind of woman who'll say, I love you, and you're such a disappointment in the same breath, depending on who's watching. Dad, Robert, comes home tired, turns on the TV, and disappears behind a beer can. His silence isn't peace. It's surrender. At dinner, I sat in the same chair I'd sat in for years, like part of the furniture. Lila rolled her eyes when I tried to talk about my interview. God, James, no one cares about your little office job. Mom laughed softly. He's trying, Lila. That's what matters. Then, turning to me, even if it doesn't work out, at least you'll have a story to tell. It was always like that. Encouragement with an open wound behind it. The money talk came next. It always did. Dad cleared his throat. Your sister's business is struggling. We might need to move some things around. I knew what that meant. My savings account. Mom leaned in gently. You've always been responsible, James. You could help her get back on her feet. Your family. The word family always came with an invoice. Lila added, You don't even spend your money. You just save it, like some paranoid old man. What's the point if it's not helping anyone? I smiled faintly. Maybe because last time I helped, I lost a year of my life. Mom's tone sharpened. Don't start with that again. And that's when I saw it. That flicker in her eyes. Guilt? No, just annoyance that I remembered. It exploded over something stupid. Dad's car payment. Lila yelled, You think you're so perfect just because you pay your own bills. I stayed quiet. She slammed her hand on the table. You wouldn't even have that job if Mom hadn't begged Uncle Ray to hire you for that internship. Mom frowned. Lila, that's not... No, she's right, I said softly. She begged him to give me a chance, and then laughed when he called me a boring kid with no spark. Mom's face froze. That's not what I meant! It's what you said. No one spoke. The hum of the fridge filled the room. Then, calm and clear, I said one line that changed everything. You all taught me how to give. Now it's time you learn what I took back. I remember the night it all broke for me. It was snowing hard. The power had gone out. Lila's car wouldn't start, and she called me crying from a bar downtown. I walked 6 miles in the cold to get her, used my last $60 for gas, and brought her home safe. Mom hugged her. "You're such a good brother, James." Then she whispered, "You'll cover her credit card payment this month, right? She's under so much pressure." I said yes, because saying no in that house was a crime. That was the first time I went hungry for a week. No one noticed. They only noticed when I was useful. A few months later, when things started falling apart again, they blamed me, said my energy brought bad luck. I didn't argue. I just started documenting everything, every transfer, every account, every name used under mine. So when Mom asked, "James, where's the money from your savings account?" I said, "Which one? The one you borrowed from, or the one you don't know exists?" Lila laughed nervously until her phone buzzed. Her smile died. "My account's frozen." Mom grabbed her phone, panic flooding her face. "Mine too." I leaned back. "Guess it's only fair. You spent years teaching me how to survive without help. I just learned the lesson." The shouting didn't stop for an hour. Lila accused me of being cruel. Mom said I'd destroyed the family. Dad said nothing, just stared at the floor, ashamed or maybe afraid. I didn't yell back. I didn't need to. "I gave you all my silence," I said quietly. "Tonight, I give you the truth." They didn't understand that this wasn't revenge. It was balance. When Lila hurled her glass against the wall, the sound wasn't anger anymore. It was the sound of something breaking that was already broken. I packed my things while they were still arguing. Mom followed me to the door. "You'll regret this, James. One day, you'll need us." I turned. "I already did. That's how I got here." Outside, the air felt honest, cold, clean, and mine. That night, I slept on a friend's couch, still wearing that stained suit. For the first time in years, I slept without guilt. Months passed. I found my footing, got that job, rented a small apartment. One night, a letter came from Mom. Just one line. "I hope you're happy now." I folded it and smiled. I am. Not perfectly, but enough. Because peace doesn't come when everything's okay. It comes when you stop begging people to see your worth. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't invisible. I was free. For the first time, I don't carry their weight anymore. If you were in my place, would you forgive them, or would you walk away forever? But tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Share your story. Like if you've ever been the quiet one finally heard. Subscribe for more stories that remind us. Sometimes silence isn't weakness. It's the calm before truth.